My God, I always accidentally choose the wrong song. Goodness gracious. All right, so I'm getting ready to do a ritual and I got to get ready for it. I have got all of this stuff to pick up out the middle of my floor for Sam Hain. And I think the easiest way to do it is to just grab a box and just box, like, just kind of throw everything in a box. Yeah. So anyway, this is High Priestess Jamila, and I've got a couple of things that I would like to say. Um, my channel is blacklisted, so not too many people in the spiritual community can even find my channel or even watch my channel, which sucks. But I feel like that situation is going to heal itself and get better because, after all, I am a very positive person. And although I will always be a devotee of Lilith, I have been in a dark place and I'm coming out of that dark place like today, literally today. Um, I think that there is a lot, and it's not just on YouTube, but it's also on TikTok, and it's also on. I don't really see a lot of crazy stuff on Instagram, but I see a lot of crazy stuff on TikTok. I do. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just like, I'm not trying to say anything negative about the spiritual community. What I mean is people doing things that have nothing to do with witchcraft. I mean, I guess you could be a witch and have an impulse control problem, but typically that's not necessarily typical. It- you know, and it could be because and I'm not saying that witches are perfect. We go through our hard times. We can go through anxiety, we can go through sadness, we can go through depression sometimes. We're not disconnected, and that's what I want to talk about. And then especially right now, like, the one thing that was really really disturbing to me was seeing all of the people that seem to have been in some kind of psychosis even during the pandemic, which was hard on everybody. The pandemic was difficult on everybody. It was a very scary time. It was a time of fear. And, when I look back at some of the videos that I did, I felt like I did my part in trying to keep people sane, and trying to keep people hopeful during that time, especially people that I feel deserved it. I don't feel that any of us deserved what we went through. And then, of course, um, some religious folks can always be counted upon by saying that, oh, we're all evil sinners and God is punishing us. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But what I wanted to talk about is people that watch my channel, the few of you that are left. I wish that y'all really knew witches. I wish that y'all really had true examples of occultists and alchemists and necromancers. because a lot of what you have been seeing is not a representation of witchcraft. It is somebody's sick and twisted and perverted version of what a witch is. And yes, I am gatekeeping witches. I have turned into a gatekeeper. I am gatekeeping witchcraft. Yes, I am. No offense, Valerie Love, but I think that if a person is in the spirit of the Bible and religion, I don't agree that Christians can be witches. I don't. Because I think that we've seen the evils of the Bible a lot. Coincidentally, nobody ever wants to talk about it. Coincidentally, you don't see Christians really responding or talking about the numerous counts of abuse and murder that has been justified by the Bible. You don't see them doing that. So, to me, it's another example of them being disconnected. Witches are not these evil, vile people who are disconnected emotionally. We don't just go out there and commit evil and create all of these problems and craziness. I wish that y'all really knew what a witch was. Witch actually, when you translate it, it actually means healer. It actually means doctor, helper, healer. It doesn't, it means enlightened. It doesn't mean evil, evil, fight, fight, argue, argue, spiritual warfare. And we have been at spiritual warfare with people like this who know how to manipulate energy. I'd say that destruction is one of the easiest. It's very easy to be destructive. It is. And I think that that's why people do it. I think that they feel that it's easy for them. And I think that they say, screw it. It's easier, especially when you think about it being within yourself. It's easier and it's faster than transmuting even your own energy, which is turning yourself around to be a better person. You know what I mean? I've been knowing witches my entire life. For example, there was a witch back in KC Mo that I went to see. She was a psychic. And this witch, what I felt that she did for me, even though I wasn't able to pay her off, I wasn't able to pay my bill with her. And this was like 20 years ago, or like almost 20 years ago. I feel that she taught me so much and I'm so appreciative. There is really nothing to be learned from unnecessary hate and evil. Y'all don't really know what a witch is really about. Yeah, there's different types of witches, and I think that people misinterpret things, especially when they look up, information about goddesses, like for example, Kali Ma. She's the goddess of destruction. And so people think, oh, she destroys things. Yeah, I'm Kali Ma. But Kali Ma fights for justice for people. She doesn't just go out there and unfairly just destroys people. Y'all don't really know witches. And I think that that is done by design. I think that that within itself was done by design to deter you guys. Just like when we look at freaking movies like The Exorcist, which was a very good movie, The Exorcist Believer, great horror movie. Is it based in any reality, any spiritual reality? Does it really have spiritual validity? Some of it did, but a lot of it didn't. I feel that these things are done by design. I feel like a lot of the people on here that are supposed to be spiritualists, occultists, and witches who are just attacking people, who are just doing things, I feel that they are agents that are sent to just make witches and witchcraft look bad. I do not believe that these people are authentic. I believe that it's strictly meant to scare you away from your own practice and to also scare you away from witches, to scare you away from spirit, to deter you, to make it look bad, to make it look evil, to make it look ugly, to make it look like it's a bunch of chaos, which it is, that is, couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm so irritated with it. I I I honestly don't know why I was used for that purpose. It's very irritating. The attacks, the lies, the rumors, just all of this stuff that is like literally made up into one big glamour, one big lie. And I believe that it was all done, I believe, because what they'll do is they'll go around, they're reading the Bible, they're these people are agents of the church. And this is what makes it so evil because they're basically like church lobbyists. In my opinion, it and it's not real. That's what irritates me. It really irritates me. Y'all don't really know what witchcraft is about. I mean, I heal people every day in my practice. I even healed myself several years ago, just of the confusion and being a witch. Actually, it is like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's a wonderful thing to be a witch. It's not all evil and sinister and dead bodies and dead people and just dark, dark, dark. That's not what it's about. Even though there's a lot of people, they like to focus on the dark stuff. Is it necessarily evil? Is dark necessarily evil? No, it's not. It's exploring things and going deeper. But witchcraft itself, I can accredit it to saving my life, to saving my soul. These frauds out here, when they see that you've healed yourself, they're going to do everything in their power to try to mess it up. Oh my God, I can see that this witchcraft is actually working. I'm from the church. Let me mess that up. And you know what? I know it's a church. And what it is, I'm going to tell you, it's not, it's probably not a church that, that you see on the corner. Maybe it is. but it's a made up church of these people that call themselves ministers. And they have no right to play those games. In fact, what they created was a false hell. It wasn't even a real hell. Hello, Natalie. Hey, 1EQ. Yeah, they don't represent witches and what witches are about. They were basically textbook or Hollywood. Like the witches in the movies that attack little children. That's exactly what, when in reality, that's not a witch. That's a sociopath. That's a psychopath. That's a child abuser in reality. Witches have and always will be the original midwives. We helped women during pregnancy. We helped women give birth. We helped women breastfeed their babies and taught them how to latch on. We wasn't running around here attacking people's families, attacking people's children. That's a murderer. That's a psychopath. Witches are not murderers. We're healers. Now, yeah, I do think that there are some witches that are so powerful that they can supernaturally cause death. I know that one of the recorded ones was maybe Tituba and then maybe even Marie Laveau. But that was in self-defense. And it's just so disappointing when you see women misrepresenting witches and they're really actually agents of the church. They're agents of this man made religion. Quite honestly, I am from this moment forward looking at all religions as man made. I refuse to believe that their so called gods are real anymore. I believe in the source, I believe in God of all. But as far as God being some jealous, spiteful, angry man, no. It's, to me, that's not the truth. And I'm so tired of it. What you guys witnessed was not witches going back and forth and battling. What you witnessed was a modern day witch hunt that happened to me. And that was it. I'm gatekeeping at this point. I am. And I'm calling them out. Oh, you're a witch? Well, why do you have a problem with me? Okay, you have a personal problem with me. Right. I don't recognize you as a witch because a witch shouldn't have a personal problem with me for what? A real witch is not going to come to a woman and say, oh, you're a single mother and you don't matter. Real witches don't do things like that because witches were the original single mothers. So all of that crud is nothing but the stinking, disgusting, filthy patriarchy that brings nothing but death and chaos and suffering. Y'all don't know witches for real. You don't even really know me for real. You've been a witness of me defending myself against a goddamn witch hunt. That's all they are. They're actually afraid of witchcraft. They actually hate it. They've been taught to hate it. They were sent to hate on witches. The most that they used was negative energy. But energy, yeah, that makes up one component of witchcraft, which is a huge component of it. But that's only one element of the craft, which is energy. That's only one element of being a witch is energy. Yeah, there's energy all around us. The sun's getting ready to set. There's energy in the sunset. There's energy in the moon. There's energy in the wind. There's energy everywhere. But making sense of it is what a witch does. She brings the peace and the harmony to the chaos. She only creates it when it is necessary. So this is the reason why you don't see me hanging with like groups. You haven't seen that, you like, because it's not what it's really about. And I gravitate towards only the witches that I see are authentic. All that yelling and going back and forth and bitch and hoe and you a bitch and I fuck you and you bitch and that is not how witches behave. Yeah, we can sometimes get angry and upset like any other person. Witches are far from disconnected from reality to the point where we are going to literally attack one another almost like hunting somebody down to the point where they wanted to bring me down, which they could never. So y'all don't really know witches. Y'all know a bunch of social media bullshit. Look at me, pay attention to me. I don't have nothing else better to do. And I'm an agent because I really, really don't like witches. Because believe it or not, there are women out there that don't like other women. They have a natural hatred towards other women. So it ain't even really about hating witches, it's about hating other women. Let me repeat that. There are some women that just hate other women. That's why they can't give birth to daughters, because if they have daughters, they're going to hate those daughters. They just hate. It's just like women can be misogynistic too. That's just like there's men that just have a natural hatred towards women. And the reason why it's so disturbing to me is because I am a witch. And I've seen it before. I've seen it before. I've been here before. I have been on this earth so many freaking times. I have been here before. And the person that left the comment on the video that I did, thank you for saying that. Those men in that village at the beginning of Practical Magic, those men that were hanging Maria, those men that were hanging her, that were obsessed with her, and their wives that wanted her hung simply because their men were obsessed with her. It's sick. But yeah, I've seen it before. And it's a big mistake. Do I feel that every woman is a witch? Nope, I don't. Not at all. Not at all. So I do feel that there is a distinct difference. Okay, being a witch is something that you feel in your soul. It's not something that you just do. It's something that you are. And it is very irritating with all of this fake plastic stuff going on around here. I can't take it. And you know what? I have been trying. I have been trying, and I will next month. I'm going to step away from social media for a while. I am. I'm going to finally get a break. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have been working my entire life since I was 16 years old. I've been working. Even when I wasn't at work, I was working. So that's why I said, well, goodness gracious, I might as well go ahead and just be a full time empathic witch because I'm working 24/7 anyway, never catching a goddamn break. So I got to take some time away from this. It's so toxic that it makes me want to puke. That's how toxic it is. And they're so full of shit. And these people are such liars and frauds. I mean, I went off on my other channel. I'm not even gonna lie to you. These people, they claim they love children. Well, not no, no, let me take that back. Some of them that claim that they love animals. Why are you attacking a household where animals is at? Why are you randomly doing things to try to create hunger and homelessness to animals then? At the very least, they don't care. They don't care. It's all about their fake, made up, mythical God that doesn't actually exist. Because if their God really existed, would they be so concerned about witches? Nope. They wouldn't be concerned about witches. And that's why I can't believe in that gospel anymore. I can't believe in those things anymore. I can't. I'm literally transcending. I can't do it anymore. It's disgusting. And you know what it's about for them? It's all about power and control that they actually don't have. It's all about fake power. It's all about playing for play glamour. It's like you're looking at a reflection that doesn't actually exist. It's all made up. But witchcraft is very real. This is the reason why, guys, I can't even put up a if I put up a testimonial, I can see them literally ripping their eyeballs out, literally ripping their hair out because they do not what it's so sick when all they have to do is turn away. If you're going to believe in the gospel of your Bible, then just turn away. With all of the evil in the world, all of the disgusting things that happen in this world, they decide to pick on witches. I'm sorry, you're fighting crime by attacking witches and their children? With all of the evil that's going on in the world, they're so disconnected that they don't pay no attention to that. They don't care about what's going on in Palestine. No, they haven't given any, just nothing. They haven't said anything. They just don't care. But it's just all about this one thing that they are fixated on, literally in a freaking psychosis, because it's all about their hatred for women. It's all about even their hatred for children. They even hate children. Why? Possibly because they either can't have them or don't want them. I knew that something was wrong with the world when I ran across what was called antinatalism. There's a lot of mentally ill people in this world. Okay, I understand if you don't want children. That like I know a lot of people that are just not interested in having children. Hey, I totally understand. But for you to actually be so depressed that you've created a group called antinatalists that feels that, life is not worth living. If you hear these people talking, it sounds like they're extremely depressed or bipolar. Life is not worth living because you live and then you die. So they're against pregnancy and bringing children into the world. And no, of course, they couldn't just create this crazy group, right? They couldn't just create it. No, they had to go out and harass pregnant women on the internet. I believe that witches, authentic witches, are the closest thing that you are going to get to surviving the crazies, because according to them the world was supposed to end in 2012. Oh, the world is ending. I predict that the world is ending on June the 9th of 2022. They're just obsessed with it, and it's unhealthy. And you know what? I predict that not in the near future, but in the far future, that some of those religious beliefs that are obviously causing harm and wars, I believe they're going to be discontinued. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I am going to share a very good Lilith meditation to my community wall. And this meditation is so good for getting a break from the chaos. Because that's exactly what we need. If something doesn't make sense, we can sit up there and we can say, oh, you're wrong because you're Luciferian, or you're wrong because of this. Yeah, but it makes sense. What you're doing makes no sense. So, y'all, please understand that some of what y'all are looking at, especially when they say that they're necromancers and things of that nature, I wouldn't take it seriously. I believe that these people are literally agents that are against witches. They do everything to go against witches. They just don't like witches. And some of them don't like anybody. Some of them are just filled with hate, you know. Anyway, look on my community wall. I'm going to share that with you guys. If I've been upsetting you because I've been talking to you guys about it, I really appreciate you guys listening to me today, because there was a buildup of this, just this anger that I had for these people because of what they have been doing. It is so absolutely disgusting. And for them to even pretend that it's normal, or that anybody normal or sane accepts it, pisses me off. So that's why I want to give that gift to y'all, on the community wall. It's really, really good because a lot of what they do is very chaotic. And I'm talking about chaos. I'm not talking about what witchcraft is actually about, which is taking all of this raw energy and making sense of it, which is how the earth was formed in the first place. The next live, yeah, we do all the work and we get shitted on, Natalie. We do all the work and we get shitted on. But I'm actually gonna talk about, because I have a theory. I have an actual theory about the weather on this planet. and how I believe that we create the weather. I believe that we create the weather with our energy. I'm going to talk about that in the next live that I do, and I'm going to get off of here for a while. Um just these people being on here. There's so many people on here that I enjoy watching. And I honestly believe that that's part of the reason why my views went down a whole lot, besides me getting falsely flagged in 2020. But I believe that that's part of the reason, because when you open up the YouTube app, it's there. And yeah, I've got to do some work, because there's so many people that I enjoy watching on YouTube. But, and y'all see me sharing it to my wall, because I don't watch these people. I just know what they're up to. And they need to quit perpetrating a fraud. They really do. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys later. Look on my community wall. I'm getting ready to listen to that meditation right now, because I can't do that. I have never in my life been so overstimulated in my life. I've been overstimulated. In fact, let me get my protection lit up and get this started. I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. Blessings to you guys. Bye bye.